Good evening, everyone. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's edition of a Walkthrough Education Intellectual Exchange, themed Education for Sustainable Development. Today, we gather as global educators, change makers, and advocates for sustainable progress, united by a shared vision to equip future generations with the knowledge and skills necessary to addressing global challenges and build a better tomorrow. The importance of education cannot be overstated. It is the foundation upon which sustainable development is built. As we explore innovative approaches and transformative ideas today, let us remember that education is not merely a tool, but a powerful force to inspire action, foster collaboration, and spark change in every corner of the world. Once again, I welcome each of you to this gathering of minds and hearts. Let us collaborate, share, and grow together for a sustainable future. The theme of today's intellectual exchange, Education for Sustainable Development, is a call to action for all of us. It emphasizes the role of education in empowering learners to become informed, responsible, and proactive citizens who can contribute meaningfully to sustainable development. From integrating STEM education to promoting global citizenship and environmental stewardship, today's discussion aims to shed light on innovative strategies to creating a more equitable, inclusive, and sustainable world through education. Together, let us envision our educational framework that equips learners with the skill, attitudes, and values necessary to build a resilient future. As we dig into today's conversation, it's important to reflect on what sustainability truly means. It is not just about conserving resources or mitigating climate change. It's about fostering resilience, equality, and harmony within our communities and with the planet. Education for sustainable development equips learners with the critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, and ethical values needed to navigate the complexities of the world today. By reimagining how we teach and learn, we can prepare future generations to address challenges such as climate change, poverty, and social inequalities. This is not merely a theoretical endeavor, it's an urgent, actionable priority. And each of us here today has a role to play in shaping this vision into reality. Now, to kickstart today's intellectual exchange, it's my honor to introduce our first distinguished speaker, Dr. Rania Lampor from Greece. Dr. Rania is a renowned advocate for STEM education and a global thought leader in integrated science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for sustainable development. Her topic today is STEM for Sustainability, Teaching for a Sustainable Future. And it will provide invaluable insights into how STEM education can be leveraged to promote sustainability and inspire the next generation of innovators and problem solvers. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rania Lampor. Dr. Rania, the floor is yours.
From the Greek Minister of Education, I'm still here in the office. Thank you so much, dear Gloria. It's my great honor to welcome you all, me too, to this gathering dedicated to education for sustainable development. And today, as dear Gloria said, we're here. Education can be a powerful tool for creating a sustainable future for our planet, our communities, and ourselves. And it's not just about teaching students how to recycle or save energy. Of course, these are important also, but it's about equipping learners of all ages with the knowledge, with the skills, the values, and attitudes that they needed to contribute to a more sustainable world. It's about fostering critical thinking, encouraging active citizenship, instilling a sense of responsibility towards environment and future generations. So by investing in education for sustainable development, we are investing actually in the future of our planet and all the generations to come. So let us commit to being the change we wish to see in the world, and let us inspire others to join us on this journey. Is it possible to, dear Gloria, to mute?
Because yes, I've done that.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Sorry about that.
So my topic is about STEM education for sustainability. It's about eco-innovation. This is a growing movement worldwide which aims to integrate the principles of environmental, social, and economic sustainability. Remember the triple bottom line theory, the three dimensions: environment, social, and economy, so people profit, and planet, into the teaching of science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So this approach actually prepares students not only with technical skills, but also with the values and behaviors that are needed to address all these global challenges like climate change or resource depletion, environmental degradation. STEM education can contribute to sustainability, first of all, because it's about a holistic problem solving. When we invite students to give their own solutions, for example, recently I conducted a workshop on climate change with the students in primary education in a remote island in Greece. And I asked them to give some suggestions about if they had, for example, if they could use STEM technology, what suggestions they would use in order to tackle the climate change. Believe me that in 5 minutes, they gave me 30 innovative ideas. Innovative ideas because young children have more innovative minds than adults. So STEM has to do with always with problem solving. And in this case, we invite students to give the solutions. We don't give them the solutions. So this encourages critical thinking. Students learn to approach problems like renewable energy development or climate change mitigation, resource management by understanding the interconnectedness, of course, of natural and human systems. So we'll talk about systems thinking. And incorporating sustainability into STEM curriculum, for example, raises awareness of environmental issues. So students are exposed to concepts like carbon footprints, energy efficiency, waste management, and biodiversity conservation. We talk about engineering, sustainable engineering design. STEM learners can learn how to design technologies and solutions with sustainability in mind. This might include, for example, creating eco-friendly products or developing new energy technologies, designing smart cities that are more resilient to climate impacts. So sustainable engineering emphasizes how we can minimize waste, energy consumption, environmental impact. Educating students about alternative energy sources, such as solar, wind, hydropower, is crucial, so we can invite students to work collaboratively on innovations, on how they can design wind turbines, how they can work on innovative projects that make clean energy more accessible, more efficient, more affordable, which is vital for sustainability. And it's all about climate change literacy because STEM subjects help students understand the science behind climate change and its global impact. Through earth sciences, through chemistry, technology, students learn about greenhouse gases, the water cycle, the climate models, which provide a foundation for developing solutions to mitigate climate effects. And of course, all of these are related with sustainable development goals. It's all about cross-disciplinary collaboration because sustainability challenges often require knowledge from multiple disciplines. So STEM education, it's actually, by definition, is a transdisciplinary field. Of course, I will talk about technology, innovative technologies. Students should be familiarized with the smart grids, with biotechnology, with green chemistry, the principles, green chemistry, how to reduce the environmental impact of chemical processes. It's all about understanding the principles of circular economy, the social responsibility in STEM, so ethical issues also. Sustainability is not only about the environment, it's about social and economic well-being. And this way we can empower future leaders. Some practical activities, of course, this has to do with project-based learning. So strategies could be this, it could be collaborating with NGOs, private sector, for example, talk about robotics competition. Here in Greece, we organize all the time hackathons and the national competitions which are based on the topic of environment. School universities can incorporate sustainability practices on campus, giving students direct experience with sustainable living and operations. That could be solar panels or rebuildings or waste recycling programs. So it's all about hands-on, engaging activities that can inspire students to think critically and creatively about real-world authentic tasks and real-world environmental issues. For example, students can build small-scale models of renewable energy systems, solar-powered cars, or in terms I mentioned before, hydroelectric generators. They can design, they can think about urban planning for sustainability, they can learn about water access, sustainable water management. So they can build a water filtration system. It's a very common, a popular project. The carbon footprint calculation reduction plan, students can calculate their own carbon footprint using online tools that account for energy use, for transportation, food consumption, and waste. And after calculating, they can create a personal plan or a class-wide project in order to reduce the footprint. Sustainable agriculture and very interesting project would be hydroponics or vertical farming project. It's how to set up a hydroponic system in the classroom where students can grow plants without soil using nutrient-rich water. So they can track plant growth, water usage, and resource efficiency compared to traditional farming. Many projects like this, we don't want to teach them about biodiversity. Also, we can use, for example, we can create an interactive game where students role play as conservationists, as government officials or local communities. So remember, think about a group and the role play when where we have students who make decisions on land use, on resource management, on conservation efforts to protect biodiversity, while at the same time balancing economic and social needs. And let's not forget about audits, because it's very important to invite students to conduct an energy audit of their school or home, looking at electricity use or water usage or heating and cooling systems. Recycling, of course, upcycling, that's very common, and how to code also, use coding for sustainability, or invent apps, create apps to analyze environmental data such as temperature trends or air pollution levels or carbon emissions. STEM education is available, very helpful in this. We can create data visualizations and predictions based on analysis, explore how climate patterns are changing and how different regions are affected. And of course, we talk about ocean pollution. Again, we have projects, we can simulate an ocean environment in a lab setting. We can introduce various types of waste, and students can observe how these materials affect water quality, how they affect marine life and ecosystems over time. And climate change also simulation, how we can predict future scenarios. There are so many climate change simulation tools, softwares to explore how different factors can affect the global temperatures. So by concluding, I want to say that all this education for sustainable development has to do with environmental awareness, which the main characteristics of this is that it's holistic, that it's value-driven, that it's contextual. Contextual means locally relevant outdoor activities. We thank our students to go outside in the nature because it's the only way that students can learn how to protect and they can love the environment. And of course, everything has to do with hands-on practical approaches. I think it's the only way that we can address global challenges, empower students to become innovators, to become active, to become producers of technology, not passive consumers of technology, enabling them to build this way a more sustainable future. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. Okay, does anybody have questions for her? The major thing I picked from this, your presentations, is that sustainability is not about environment alone, that it's all about social economic well-being, and that is the fact. It's about it deals with all aspects of our well-being. Thank you very much, Dr. Rania. Does anybody have any question for her? Maybe you just write down your question, that towards the end of the session, you can bring forth your question, then we react on that. Thank you very much, Dr. Rania, for that. All right, I'm going to be calling on the next speaker, I'm going to be calling on Mr. Nahid Raza. He's going to be speaking on redefining success, how education can foster sustainability lifestyle. The veteran is yours.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Gloria, ma'am. Rania, ma'am has spoken everything I wanted to speak. She has stolen the show. Right. Great speech. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And greetings.
As always.
Leftover. I will speak leftover. Right. So please allow me to state that addition is knowledge, subtraction is wisdom. So what we need to do, we need to be minimalist. We need to be judicious in using resources. We will have to go back to nature. For that, we need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. There are many things with which we are carrying forward. So we need to put that baggage which is there on our shoulders. We need to remove. So why to organize if we can reduce, if we can minimize? So the lesser consumerism we have, the better it is. We need to go back to humanity, civilization, and yes, we need to treat our environment as we need to be treated today on account of rapid industrialization, urbanization, right? We are injuring ourselves, we are damaging ourselves. So, what sort of direction are we moving towards? There is no destination of it. So we need to move forward without injuring environment. If we are damaging environment, we are damaging ourselves. And answer is very simple, that we need to plant 1 billion apples so that there could be plenty of oxygen, ample of oxygen in this world. We all are suffering with respiratory problems. Who is making it suffer? We are. So, what should we do? We must reflect before going to sleep. What are we doing? What are we not doing? How can we improve ourselves? This question must be there consistently. And yes, we learn to educate ourselves, we learn to practice what we learn, and we need to be consistent, and then we need to accelerate that consistency. Intensity should be there. What is happening? We are talking about artificial intelligence. What about intelligence? We are talking about hospitals, making hospitals. So why do we need hospitals? This question should be there. Why should we have disease? So everything is possible provided we minimalize things we are carrying forward, right? Environment education is very, very essential, and environment education need not to be separated. Environment education must be there in language teaching. When students are very young, they should be taught, and in place of teaching we should model, so that children learn. If we are practicing good things, children will definitely be learning, right? Ecological issues are there, right? Renewable energy there, it is very much solar energy, wind energy, right? So we what should we do? We should reduce, reuse, and recycle, right? And yes, see, very small things. If we are in one room, other rooms light should be switched off. It is very, very essential. So small chunks must be initiated at home. It begins from home. If we are telling children, it will not be useful. If we are doing, it would be useful, because children observe more when they see, right? But we, in place of using our own vehicles, we can use public transport. Public transport is efficient in almost all countries. Why are we not using? So better still, no, we should use our wisdom, and we should minimize our expectations, right? And how can be useful, right? So workshop should be conducted, training should be conducted to put people on board, so that we can communicate, we can counsel people, and above all, we can listen, so that we can give better solutions.
We
Right?
can share.
Community engagement is very, very essential, and we need to listen. We need to speak. Clean up drive should be there, and I repeat that planting of apples must be the part and parcel of our life. Recycling program should be there. And causal effects, daily choices on environment. That what are we doing? Are we using the products which is used one time? No, we should use it multiple of times. We should have organizing skills, so that we can keep. This is all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naid. Wow, he just
Very good, sir.
yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. He said something that really that really drew my attention. She said we should reuse, reduce, and also recycle. Amazing. Thank you very much. Please, if you have a question for Mr. Nahid, please write it down so that at the end of the session, you can ask your question. He just spoke about redefining success, how education can foster sustainable lifestyle. I'm going to be calling on the next speaker, Shiama Hafiz Marikal from Oman. She's going to be speaking on building inclusive education system to leave no one behind. The virtual floor is yours.
Thank you very much, my dear sister, Gloria, for inviting me for this forum. So it's my great pleasure and honor to speak on this topic, building inclusive education systems to leave no one behind. And as we all know, providing quality education is the most important aim or goal of SDG 4, recognized by United Nations. So this is one of the main goal is to provide quality education to all the students. No one should be left behind. This is the aim behind it. So to make sure or ensure that every student is benefiting from our education system, we have to build an inclusive education system. So what does that mean by inclusive education system? It is an approach to education system that values and supports all students, regardless of their abilities, backgrounds. The main goal of this inclusive education is to create a learning environment where everyone feels welcome and respected, supported to reach their full potential. So what does this mean? This means that providing the necessary accommodations and support to ensure that all students have equal access to education, regardless of their individual needs. Every individual is different, so they have different needs. It should be met by the quality education. And inclusive education also believe that, so based on the belief that all children have right to learn and grow together. They are different by their abilities, maybe disabilities even, but still they have something in them. Disabled students, stable people can be addressed as differently abled people. So their uniqueness, their talent can be utilized so we have to recognize it and bring them our learning environment. And also, the most importantly, accessibility. We see the 4 principles that works on this inclusive building inclusive systems, education system. First thing is accessibility. So the physical environment for the even including the disabled children, the physical environment should be accessible to them. For example, like disabled children find difficult to access to the colleges or the schools because the infrastructures do not let them like taking the wheelchairs. So we have to consider these things, infrastructure, the schools needs to consider, the people who build schools and the stakeholders has to consider about their physical environment, where even the disabled children also can attend to school, easily accessible to school. So they are not only the accessing part, also the washrooms and all, they have special care about these things. So these things should be taken into account to cater these children's needs, so that they will feel it's a home. They will not feel different because their needs are met, especially necessity things. And then the teaching methods and the curriculums should be developed according to students' learning styles, because every student is different and learning styles are different. I'm sure that all of us as educators, we know the different learning styles of students. Some are very good in visual and some are good in audio and some are kinesthetic. So we have to develop a curriculum that status all students needs. So that we have to take that into account. Not only that the information we impart, we have to take how it is taken to students' things. And then also the teaching styles. So teaching styles also we have to change according to students' different varieties, right? So that means that teachers needs to be given a proper teacher training, taking all this into account, normal students and the weak students and students with different abilities, disabilities, how we can give the best to them so that they can reach their potential. And the next thing is diversity. We all know that everyone likes diversity. So this is a platform where we all celebrate the diversity here, right? Diversity is a strength, it's a unity. So we have to value that. We have to inculcate a mindset in students to value the diversity. So valuing the diversity and also to create an occasion to celebrate it. For that, there are different backgrounds, maybe different cultures. We have to accept it and we have to celebrate it in the school-wise or community-wise so that people feel valued and respected and they bring a tolerance between cultures. At the same time, learning styles also should be valued. We have to appreciate that. And the next thing is equity. Most important principle is equity, which means that providing the necessary support to ensure that all students have equal access to education, to succeed in their education. We have to make sure that everyone can access whatever the things, barriers are there. So we have to take an account into that and we have to make the relevant changes in education system so that every child can benefit. And the next important part is collaboration. As you all know, without collaboration, nothing will work in the world. So all educators, families, teachers, and all have to stakeholders and policymakers especially, they have to consider all these aspects, like what are the varieties of students in a culture, in a community. And they also have to take into account like global issues, like Dr. Nania mentioned, the climate changes. These things also should be considered to the curriculum to bring to children, to that they should know what is going on in the world, but it is a responsibility of students to learn about the changes in the world. It's not like only learning the books things and taking the marks and scores and getting a grades. It's all about creating a responsibileship. I'm a citizen of this world, so how can I contribute to the better world, to my society, my environment and everything. So that is also the curriculum should be designed that way to build an inclusive education system so that everyone will feel safe at the same time responsible. So we don't have to take much efforts to protect the environment if the students are acknowledged, if they are educated. So that is the most important part. And with these four pillars, accessibility and diversity, equity, and collaboration, I feel we can build a better inclusive education system. And thank you very much for the opportunity. Over to you, Madam Gloria.
Thank you very much. Amazing speech on building inclusive education system to leave no one behind. Thank you very much. Please, if you have a question for her, please write it down so that at the end of, or you have a reaction, not just a question, you want to react to what she just said, please write it down. At the end of the session, you will react to that. Thank you very much, sister. All right, I'm going to call on the next speaker, Dr. Mike Littman from USA. He's going to be speaking on empowering future leaders, the role of education in achieving the SDGs. The virtual floor is yours, Dr. Mike.
I really, really appreciate it. And I'm feeling seriously so much empowered and elated. And I really want to pay congrats to all the super highway leaders. They're really coming up with the greatest ideas and they're sharing the mindfulness and they are really illuminating and they are seriously mesmerizing me. So congratulations to all leaders, to all the AWTE leaders and everyone that's joining this forum, and especially thank you to Gloria. You're seriously putting very serious stems. I'm really watching. You are really putting a very serious stems on the globe, and you are bringing light and you're illuminating a lot of souls. So I have a good news here today, and this is a $1 billion idea. If you want to learn more, it's a $1 billion idea. If you want to learn more, I can tell you, like, how can you learn more? If you want to learn more, then learn more and more. So it's going to be so interesting. So that we need to spend more and more time in gobbling up information because we don't know which piece of information can really help us really to put it in on the globe, and what kind of information that little piece of information can bring 360-degree change in our life. So I want to tell you today, because today's topic is so amazing, and SDG, like, is Sustainable Development Goals, like goal number 4, 8, and 12, 13, and 18, like, are the most significant regarding this. And because I've been like in education, and I'm educational as edu leaders, and I've inspired more than 500 million people all over the globe, and I've been speaking to more than 109 nations, and I could get like hundreds of awards, and I have amazing portfolio. So what we are missing seriously in our classroom, because I've been interacting with a lot of kids from a different part of the globe. So I've been like having a very interesting talk with the young kids, and they told me a lot of stories about their life and how they like about the school. But because I'm speaking today about like how we can train the agile leaders, and what kind of personality and what kind of people they are supposed to be at the school. But I have the bad news here, because students don't like teachers, they don't like classrooms, they don't like curriculum. The bad news is the curriculum will have to be going through at the school, college, university. It's always, and it's designed for the average people. It's not for the below the average or above the average people. So whoever you are, you find that like you are becoming average after going to college, school, college, and university. So I had a great talk with the young kids, and they're telling me they don't like classroom. They feel so free. They built in. They have, because they have the leadership quality. I had a very interesting article on it, like why white kids are the super leaders, and what kind of attitude, what kind of things like being a leader we can learn from the young kids, because the young kids, they seriously dream bigger, dream in their life. They always dream bigger, even they have no idea what they're dreaming for, but they always dream something out the box, something what people won't believe. And they have some kind of belief, like, which definitely would be so scary. So kids are so amazing, and the kids don't give up, and they bring resilience into their life, and they always love to achieve what they want to achieve. Because I am father and a brother, I knew, like, my kids told me a lot of things. They are very much consistent, and they don't give up on their goals, and they have a curiosity. They want to do something out of the world, and they really want to put a dent on the globe. So there are a couple of laws, because one greatest thing, the most important thing, maybe we have not learned yet, or maybe we are still not like helping our kids at the school or the college, university. We are telling them success story. We are helping them like to know the failure story, though we are not much focused on bringing out the failure story, because we don't learn from success stories. We learn from the failure story. So the bad news is we don't help kids and children that what to do, especially when they go through the failures. And because 99% people, like, they give up when they fail first time, and we were not helping them like how to do it, and what kind of energy they need to feel, and how to come back, and how not to they give up, and if there is something, like how to deal with the failures, because the number of failures are unlimited. We have no idea, like, because up from the starting point to our success, like, there are a lot of failures, and number of failures are not yet decided. we are still unable to decide and to see like how many failures are there. So success is a probability. It's always come with the probability cases like A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E. So we have no idea which combination going to help us to become successful. Today, one student asked me, so what's the secret of life? What we need to do actually in life? What is the real purpose? Yeah, there are so many purposes. The major purpose of life is to find the purpose. But the most important purpose we can help our kids in the classroom is how to impact people. Because until like you are unable to impact, how can you really have the biggest success in your life? So I want to share a couple of laws which are significantly very important for our kids. There is a law of expectation, and the law of expectation says that there are three types of expectation. Expectation number one is what the parents have from the children, because they are the most sincerest people in their lives. And the parents, they're always expecting very high. And I mostly tell my students in the school life, because your time is purchased, your time is paid. Your parents already have paid money for your time. So you really need to get much serious. So the point is, the parents, they expect very high, but because once upon a time, like the parents were invited in the big conference. So they were totally unanimous on one question, that they all want to see their children very happy as can in their life. If you have children, so you are putting all your sense, and what is bringing you right here on this forum, on this platform, is because you want to see your children much happiest people in their life. Expectation number two is what the teachers have from the students. Teachers, like Jackman says, if your student is not going to replace you in a couple of years, and you're not a great teacher. Though there are many type of teachers, great teachers, and incredible teachers, and average teachers, but teachers, they expect very high from the students, and they deserve to expect very high. So and number third expectation, what we can teach to our young kids is to expect from yourself, and expect very high, because you come first, actually. And you're not want to be satisfied with whatever you're doing in your life. You could be expecting more and more in your life, and always keep raising your standard. You will be happy some point. So one more law I want to share here. That is the law of buffet. Maybe you have listened about the law of buffet. That's amazing. And if you have experience going to the marriage ceremony on the meal, like you go, and there's one rule always: if you want to go to the most delicious dishes, like they always in the buffet, they are not on other tables, like because when you're in a marriage ceremony, when you are on the meal, you always want to eat something incredible, something really, and that's really far away. That's always in the top buffets, and everyone wants to go to the top buffet. So if you want to go to the top buffet, if you want to become massively successful and the most happiest camper in your life, then there is a rule. You need to get in line first. So always get in line first. And I always teach my students, get in line, get in line. So get in line and then stay in line. If you're not getting into the line, so you are out of the line, and how can you take your turn? So you need to wait and first get in line, then stay in line. Staying in line means you are not distracted, you're not going anywhere. If you want to leave, if you leave your lines, someone will come and will replace you. All right, someone will come and take your place. So you don't need to get away or get out of your line. So always get in line and then stay in line. And so the secret is, you want to move forward on knowledge and skill on your right hand for right hand leg, like there would be knowledge, on another side there is a skill. And this is what we are expecting, like we need to have knowledge and skill in our buckets. This is what can help us like to have the better living and the better life. So we are talking in perspective of SDG. So I personally feel because the courses are designed for the average people, so I'm not happy. I always want to see my kids super duper star, and I want to really put something something into their life. I want to give some high sense into them, and I really want them like to have the biggest success in their life. So always, we grew up in a life with lots of expectation, and we grow and we move forward to achieve that success with by getting in line, then stay in line, and then we move forward with knowledge and skill, knowledge and skill, and knowledge and skill, and then you can reach to the point where you want to go. So I believe that the yesterday knowledge, because it's obsoleted, and the yesterday knowledge isn't work today or in the future, because we teach NLP and we help people. You must set a goal and you must go for the information which is pretty much useful maybe after 500 years. All right. So if you are learning about the past, curriculum, like, you are not going into the past, you are going to the future. So you need to have the futuristic approach. And today's decision are most significant decision like you can take in your life, and you can have the better choices in your life. So I always expect very high from so I would recommend you, everyone, like if you can get time, because you are the agile leader. So don't skip that amazing movie, The Ron Clark. The Ron Clark is an amazing guy. And when he started the Ron Clark Academy, there is at the bottom line what I want to share. He was used to go on the weekends and as the babysitter. Like there was one student, Malaysia, like he was getting absent from the school, and she was not, sorry, she was not giving 100%. Why? Because she was working for the mom, and there were 6, 7 brothers and sisters, and she was paying all her cents and all his time like to the family. She was skipping and slacking off from the school. So the Ron, he was used to go on the weekends, and I was used to cook for her. He was used to pick up the baby as a babysitter, and the girl, like, she was used to learn math. I personally was seriously inspired from the Ron Clark. And after watching that movie, Ron Clark, I could shape my life. It could help me seriously a U-turn and a serious thing like what I could bring in my life was that I could get a serious pain for my students. And I always wanted to put serious dents in their life. I always wanted to get something out of the box for their life. So why? Because teachers, there are two types of people in the world, teachers and other people. And we are the teachers, we are most significant people. So we need to take some major responsibility, like in sometime in developing countries, like parents, they are giving more time like in earning, so the kids are being neglected. So being a teacher, we need to take up some serious responsibility. And don't forget like to have a very serious conversation with the young kids. They're amazing people. They're the leaders, and they always love to see something new in their life. They want to listen to something new in their life. I really appreciate it. I know the time limitation is also there, and a lot of speakers like they're waiting for their turn. So appreciate really Gloria for inviting me here, and Rita, Nahi, Laila, and like I can't pronounce so many names, Yana. Really appreciate it for your time. And Rita, we are together on GEN Network. To bring like the massive, profound impact together. So we are together. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mike. Thank you. I'm going to look for that movie. I will try to watch it this weekend and see how far it goes. Thank you very much. All right, if you have any question or reaction on his presentation, please just put it down after the session. After the presentations, you can bring it forth. All right, I'm going to quickly call on the next speaker. Is she here? Madam Neelam, is she here? Okay, yeah, I can see her. Hello, Neelam. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good
Namaste
evening.
from India.
Namaste. All right, so I'm going to call on Madam Neelam. She's going to be speaking on teaching practices for a sustainable classroom. The virtual floor is yours, Madam Neelam.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks to all esteemed members of this group. Teaching sustainability in schools has many benefits. Classrooms for sustainable teaching development, it is very necessary. It helps students to understand environmental issues, reduce school expenses, and prepare young people for a future where green practices will be crucial. When we teach about sustainability, we show students how to think critically about the world around them and how their actions can make a difference. By adopting green practices in our classrooms, we can teach students about caring for the planet while also reducing waste and saving energy. For creating the sustainable classrooms, we can apply many things like flexible sitting comfort. It involves using furniture that can be used in different ways. It is often made for recyclable materials. And next, we can do energy efficient lighting and electronics like LED, solar panel. These can be used for making a sustainable classroom. By this habit to turn off devices when they are not being used. Next, incorporating sustainability into the curriculum, that can also be make a classroom sustainable.
Madam Nina. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. There is somewhat a network issue was there. I was talking about the flexible seating comfort for the sustainable classroom and as well as energy efficient lighting and electronics that we can use for saving. And we can develop the habit inside the students to switch off the devices when these are not using inside the sustainable classrooms, like light, electricity and fans, they can switch off. LED we can use, the solar panels should be used to make a classroom sustainable. And next, incorporating sustainability into the curriculum also. Means teaching about the environment, teaching about the sustainable development goals. It should not be boring. Topic should be, means method should be changed. Classrooms, it is not compulsory that inside a class the student can study. In ancient time in India, the teachers used to take the class in open area just under the tree. They used to teach them practically some things in the ground, in any park. And why with, as we can take the example of Newton has prepared the law of force after sitting under a tree, and he has seen that the fruit fell down, and afterwards he has made a complete law of forces. So it is also can be used for making the classroom sustainable. Means open area should be used sometimes, and when weather condition is not in favor, that time they can use this type of energy efficient lighting or electronics, and furniture can also be used in this way. That should be reusable. And many other things that can be used inside the classroom, like notebook. Notebook should be it should be made by recycled paper, and pens, pencil that can be refilled, by which the waste is not be there. Student can save these things. Art supplies and that don't contain the harmful chemicals inside it. It means that coloring of the student they are doing in drawing. So waste chemical should not be used for making classroom sustainable and flexibility, and for saving the resources also. Rulers and other items can be made by materials that can break down naturally, and by using these options, we can cut down waste to show students how to make environmentally friendly choices. And other than it, the teachers can also use different methods for teaching. Means with whatever practical knowledge they are giving inside the lab, that knowledge can be given in open area and in green atmosphere. and solar system can be used for electricity and water. That should be means that natural water, how that natural water can be used for means inside the school buildings. And school building should also be, it can be also sustainable, like using recycled for locally sourced material, designing of building to use natural light and heat, installing green roofs or solar panels, and using planets and finishes that don't release harmful chemicals, using clean product. Many things are there by which we can make our classroom sustainable. Uh, Product as water purifier is there. It can be means cleanliness and that which chemical product we are using for making it cleaning. So that chemical product should not be used. Time by time, about cleanliness, it should be considered, and regularly checking checking of water and electricity and other resources. It should be done. So many things, and at last, I want to say that for making sustainable development, sustainable classrooms, the students, first of all, the teachers should be aware about that, and afterwards they can teach them students. And first of all, our feeling should be created inside the student how to save these resources, because by which in future they can utilize these resources, and the coming generation can also utilize these resources. So first, feeling should be generated in these students. Afterwards, these things which options I have told about to make the sustainable classrooms means recycled product we can use, and pen, pencil, and whatever paper they are using, that paper should be recycled and reused by reused material. The school building should be also means green floor, maybe green roof may be there. So by which all these things can be done for making the classroom sustainable. Thank you very much for the time and for my busy schedule also. Sorry, ma'am, I came late, and in short, I have told. Thank you very much. Thank you to all.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Amazing one. Thank you very much. All right, let's appreciate her. Towards the end, we're going to react to her. Okay, we're going to react to her presentation. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to call on the next speaker. Is Johanna here? Johanna John? Okay, he's not here. All right, so the next, is he here?
No, she has left a message.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to call on our next speaker is Mr. Kamal Lohani. Mr. Kamal is going to be speaking on the power of youth, nurturing change agents through education. Over to you, Mr. Kamal.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all the esteemed panelists, and namaste from India once again. Respected Gloria ma'am and respected Rania ma'am, respected Dr. Mike sir, today I am having, and our Nahid Raja sir. Thanks a lot to all of you that I am sitting here in front of you to learn more and more. And it's my great privilege that I am learning a lot from you. And you are the source of motivation for me, the source of encouragement for me, and source of inspiration for me. And today it is sitting is not easy for me because I am suffering from high fever. So it is unbearable. And commitment is commitment, so I have to keep that. So as per the schedule, I have to speak something on the particular topic. It is about the power of you. Education for the sustainable development. Education for the sustainable development is an approach to education that aims to empower learners with knowledge, skills, and values which are necessary to contribute to the sustainable development. It focuses on promoting sustainable lifestyle and conserving natural resources and protecting the environment. The power of youth refers to the energy, that idealism and the potential of young people to drive positive change and shape the future. As we have taught up to the senior secondary level, so we have seen the youth and we have seen their power. So young people have a unique set of qualities that enable them to make a significant impact in various aspects of society. So young people means the youth have some characteristics, some qualities, and these are the energy and enthusiasm. They have the passion, the dedication to tackle the challenges. They have the idealism and optimism. They have strong sense of idealism and optimism to make a difference and create a better world. And they have creativity and innovation. Young minds are more open to new ideas and innovation, thinking about the better world. They have the quality of adaptability and resilience, and youth are more adaptable and resilient and able to navigate the complex situation and issues and bounce back from the setback. So there are some areas where a youth can make an impact. The areas are social justice, innovation and entrepreneurship, and the community development and education and mentorship. So how to empower the youth? We can empower the youth by giving the education and training, mentoring and guidance and opportunity for involvement, resources and funding. Nurturing change agents through the education, it is crucial for the empowering youth to become active contributors and to positive social change. Education can play a vital role in shaping young minds, fostering a sense of social responsibility. Some key components of one minute, network issue. Some key components of education for nurturing change agents, critical thinking, problem solving skills. We should encourage critical thinking, analysis, and problem solving skills to help youth to navigate complex social issues. Social emotional learning, we should foster a social emotional skills like empathy and self awareness and self regulation to help youth develop the healthy relationship. Global citizenship education, we should educate youth about global issues, human rights, and the social justice, broaden their perspective, and encourage active citizenship. And community engagement, service learning. We should provide opportunity to the young students, young people to engage in community service and service learning and projects to develop a sense of social responsibility. Mentorship and the role models, we should offer mentorship to the young. These programs, they should be provided and expose you to positive role models who embody the values of social responsibility and change agency. So we have some strategies for nurturing change agents, like encourage youth-led initiatives. We need to support youth-led initiatives, projects, and organizations that focus on the social change and community development, foster a sense of empathy and compassion. We should encourage youth to develop empathy and compassion for others, particularly from who are from the diverse backgrounds, the students of diverse backgrounds. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
And we need to provide opportunity for the reflection and self-awareness. We should offer opportunity to the young to reflect on their values by and to develop the deeper understanding of themselves and their place in the world. And we need to develop the leadership and advocacy skills in them, in the youth. We should provide trainings, the opportunities for youth to develop the leadership and advocacy skills, including public speaking and negotiation. And we should celebrate and recognize youth achievement. Youths are youth, and they are full of passions, they are full of energy, they are full of powers. Even I can say they can turn the Mount Everest. We should celebrate and recognize youth achievements and their contributions to reinforce positive behaviors and motivate others to follow in their footsteps. We have some benefits. In short, the benefits of nurturing change agents through education. We have empowered youth, social cohesion, and community development, and innovations, entrepreneurship, leadership development, and positive role model. So, by concluding, I would like to say that youth are youth. So they are the source of energy, and they are full of power. And when they are our new dream. When we think about new dreams, so we just go to the youth, and they can just do that. They can make it true. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Thank you, Gloria ma'am, Rania ma'am, Nayat sir, and all the esteemed panelists. Thanks once
Very nice,
again.
sir.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. Wow, this is just an example of leadership. You know, notwithstanding his health situation, he still tried to make it to the session, and not just making it to the session, he actually did his presentation. It's
This is the
amazing.
quality of
Thank
our
you.
educator, ma'am.
A great leader. Thank you very much for all that you do, Mr. Kamal. And I wish you speedy recovery. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to quickly call on the next speaker, Rita Aquila Gonzalez. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. She's actually a new member, and I'm very happy to have her in our midst today. We welcome you to this session, and she's going to be speaking on innovative pedagogies for addressing climate change in schools. The virtual floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning here from Mexico. Greetings. It is 10 a.m. here in Mexico.
Oh.
And well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you, Naid, who invited me here. Thank you, Miss Gloria, for accepting me. And well, I see some familiar faces that I've been in other platforms, like Mike, that we have been working together for some time with Global Education Network, GEN. Rania, nice to see you here. And Naid, which I don't see him anymore, but well, thank you very much. As I told Naid, I am passionate. I am passionate for education. I love education. I love training. I think those were my purposes in life. I think since before I was born. I think since I was conceived, God said that I had to be in education, and I show it. And really, I love to share part of what I know, and especially I love to learn from all of you. So thank you very much. Well, I will talk about a global approach for educators. As we know, pedagogy is only for children, but we also teach adults, as we are right now. We are learning as adults. So that's why I changed the title, and I said a global approach for educators. Climate change education isn't just about teaching facts. It's about empowering students to become environmentally conscious global citizens. Today, we'll explore innovating teaching approaches that make climate education engaging, actionable, and globally relevant. For example, project-based learning, as Rania said at the beginning. I think that it is a very important approach that we could teach our students. And it's not a new approach. It's not a new methodology, but I think that we haven't had the time to really concentrate it and take advantage of all the benefits that a project learning approach has, project-based approach. We can transfer climate education from abstract concepts to tangible actions through student-led projects. For example, school garden initiatives to understand carbon sequestration, for example, local weather pattern monitoring and data analysis, community waste reduction campaigns. As I said, this is not new. And you mentioned it as you were speaking. Some of you mentioned it. So I think that we're in the same line. And what we want is a very, for students in any age, children, adults, because sometimes even as adults have those difficulties to reduce uh, um, trash waste. We don't know how to, we just throw it away. And then when we listen to something, we said, why didn't I do that project? I mean, I've been throwing away so many bottles. I've been throwing away so many cans. Why didn't I do a project to help reduce all this waste in our city, in our community, in our world? Another one is digital collaboration. Connect classrooms across borders to share environmental perspectives, which is what we're doing right now. International student partnerships for comparing local climate impacts. What is happening? I'm all the way across from the ocean. I'm living here in crossing the Atlantic Ocean from you guys. And what can your students share with my students, with American students, not only Mexico, but what can we do so we can collaborate together and make a better world? And collaborate of online databases of environmental observations. Yes, we have internet, we have information every day in many, many platforms. So why don't we upload all these databases so that we can check what is happening? What can we do? Virtual field trips to affected areas worldwide. Sometimes we watch movies, sometimes we see pictures, but it's not the real life. That is not what is happening. So why don't we do those virtual field trips and really check what is happening, how forests, how woods are being destroyed by human beings, by ourselves, and what could we do? We can make that change. Another approach is the system thinking activities. Help students understand the interconnected nature of climate change. And how can we do it? As I said, nothing new. Role-playing exercises representing different stakeholders, creating cause and effect maps of environmental changes, cross-subject integration. For example, science, economic, and social studies. All together will make a better project. Practical implementation. For example, classroom strategies. Start with local environmental issues students can observe. Use real-time data and current events. Incorporate indigenous and traditional ecological knowledge. Encourage student-led solutions and innovations. And how can we, another approach is the assessment approach. We always need feedback. We always need evaluations. We always need to assess our students. A portfolio-based evaluation of environment projects. A peer-to-peer teaching opportunities. A real-world problem-solving challenges. Those are some approaches that we can use in our day-by-day classroom. No matter what the age is, no matter what the level is, no matter what the subject we're teaching, we could always use it. We could always use one of these approaches to make students understand the importance of the climate change and what we could do for a better world, to make a better world. Well, my conclusions is by adopting these innovating approaches, we can create a generation of environmentally literate students who understand climate change not just as a scientific concept, but as a challenge they're equipped to address. Together, we can transform climate education from theory to action. And well, I call to action, start by small. Choose one approach to implement next week. Yes, we have time to organize and start implementing one of these approaches next week. Connect. Let's build a network with other climate conscious educators, what we're doing right now. Yes, but we could stay connected. We could share share documents, and exchange successful teaching strategies. Yes, which is nothing, as I said, new, but I think that we need a reminder to make a better world. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure sharing with you and listening and learning from you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Great,
thank you,
great,
thank you
great.
very much, Madam Rita. We really enjoyed your teaching, your speech. Actually, we are about to launch. I just want to use this opportunity since she mentioned it. I want to use this opportunity to mention that we are going to be launching our new project by next week, Monday. And majority of us here are aware of the project. It has to do with our students. So we are going to be working with students. It's going to be a kind of 6 weeks challenge with our students. So you are invited to join us. Thank you very much for mentioning that as well. All right, thank you very much. And we are so happy to have you in our midst. So I'm going to be calling on the next speaker, Mr. Joseph Emmanuel Simba. He is going to be speaking on cultivating global citizenship in local communities through education. The virtual floor is yours, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to analyze how we can create or build a global citizen in local community through education. How this can be done. I think by bringing global issues into the curriculums, our curriculums, such as climate change, poverty, immigration, human rights. To ensure that all students, our students understand the broader context in which the action and the decision take place. Another point I think is by promoting diversity and inclusion. I may analyze as follows. School and the community organization can celebrate a cultural diversity by integrating diverse perspectives or histories or language into lesson and events. They can create an inclusive environment, help students to understand and respect different cultures, fostering empathy and collaboration across the borders. Another point is encouraging critical thinking. I think by discussion, providing opportunity for debate, discussion, problem solving activities, allow students to evaluate different viewpoints and develop their ability to think globally while acting in locally. Another is by volunteering or service learning. By involving students in service learning projects such as working in environmental sustainability, helping refugees, addressing poverty in local communities, education can encourage active engagement with both local and global challenges. Students may learn the value of community by involving them in connecting with the global issues. Also, schools in school can foster global citizenship by establishing partnership with international schools, organization, or by encouraging student exchange programs or facilitating virtual collaboration on shared global projects. This may help students to develop a sense of belonging to larger global community. Another one is by connecting a student with technology through online platforms, virtual exchanges, and digital collaboration tools. Students can learn from global experts and engage with the peers worldwide. Another one is by promoting leadership roles to our students or our learners. Local social changes, both locally and globally, can empower them to become active citizens. This might be including leading awareness campaign, organizing community events, or advocating for global initiatives such as climate action. or climate changes. And the last one, I think, by sustainability in ethical practice, whether through environmental projects or ethical consumption, may help to, them understand their roles in shaping a more just and a sustainable world. By encouraging actions like reducing waste, conserving resources, and supporting ethical business, empowers students to contribute to local solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Amazing presentation. Thank you. Please, if you have any comments, question, or you want to add to what he has said, please just hold on to the end of the presentation so that you can do so. All right, I'm going to call on our next speaker, Madam Laila Taik from Morocco. She's going to be, please, a minute, please. Let me get her.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Okay, please
Good
just go
evening.
ahead.
Yeah.
She's going to be speaking on bridging the gap through education for sustainable development. So the virtual floor is yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I'm sorry again. My voice is not so audible because I caught cold.
Oh, okay.
But as Mr. I guess, yeah, Mr. Kamal said, commitment is commitment. So
yeah.
I'm going to stay with you, and I prepared also a presentation. Okay, is there the share? I want to share my
Yes, you can.
presentation.
You can share. Is it enabled?
Okay. Okay, is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Thank you for the opportunity to this initiative. This is the poster beautifully done by Mrs. Gloria. My topic
Hello?
is about bridging the gap through education for sustainable development. And all the greeting, I salute Mrs. Gloria for this initiative, so-called the walk through education. Yes, we are already we're trying to do, because we are learning all along together. We are walking through education using and discussing and reflecting upon the sustainable development goals. Mrs. Gloria, so I also by my way, I designed for you this yeah, I hope. Ms. Gloria Ifeyinwa Ayogo, the global educator and founder of Walkthrough Education Nigeria. And also a warm welcome to all my colleagues here through their poster. This is me, Mrs. Leila Taik, Global Educator and SDG Educator Ambassador. I always advocated SDGs in my panelist speaking, and also got a training in a program of exchange teacher in US last year in New York. And I am also a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert and trainer. So my topic today will be about bridging the gap through education for sustainable development. So, and it is about empowering communities, which means building the future. So when we empower the community, we talk about building the futures. So this is my training I got in the USA in the American Council in a program implemented by the American Council. It is by the Department of State, sorry, and it is about teaching Arabic and Mandarin to in American schools. And of course, as you see, the Sustainable Development Goals is there, okay, and which means it is we need it. This is up to date. I'm sharing with you some photos of my workshop in Washington. So, so my first slide here I'm sharing with you about my topic is about call to action. The first one, sorry, is a call to or understanding the gap. So the challenges in achieving sustainable development through education. I think the solution is in education in order to build our future. The first thing, first challenge is inequity in access to quality education worldwide. For example, remote rural areas lacking schools and resources, such as, for example, in sub-Saharan Africa, and even here, even in Morocco. So some places, okay, deep, we call it deep in Morocco, we have still lacking some schools. So this is one of the challenges. Second challenge is limited inclusion of sustainability concepts in the curricula. This is, I think, mentioned by Mrs. Nilam. For example, the schools with outdated curricula that do not address climate change or renewable energy. So this is also a challenge, also an issue. Another issue is the lack of teacher training on sustainable development practices. For example, teachers are not equipped to integrate the SDGs concept into their lesson plans or generate or make some activities, even games, about these very important values and goals. My second slide, okay, it is about the role of education in bridging the gap. So the education as a catalyst for sustainable development. First thing I'm going to talk about is promoting inclusive and equitable education for the SDG 4 quality education. For example, free education programs targeting marginalized communities, such as the UNICEF initiative. Another thing is integrating sustainability into educational policies and practices. Schools introducing recycling programs and environmental clubs. Also, empowering teachers with tools and training for sustainable education. Tools, let's say, for example, making professional development or organizing workshops on teaching climate change topic. And for example, some tools like, why not make them free? Like, for example, Kahoot, so just to name, also encouraging students engagement in real-world sustainable projects. For example, students participating in local tree planting drives or cleanup campaigns. This is good. Okay, also here it develops the students soft skills, communication, critical thinking, problem solving. Also, the social emotional learning too, which is very important to make students like the empathize with the environment and also know about the other countries or other areas where there are rare educational resources or schools. In order not to be long, here is just okay, another slide that I designed to make it a call to action. So together, I believe that we can bridge this gap. First, we collaborate to develop and implement SDG-focused education programs. For example, partnership with the schools and NGO to create sustainable workshop. Like here, I highly appreciate the initiative of Mrs. Gloria. I think this is the are discussing as teachers. Why not to include our students in order to make them aware also and feel that we live in the same planet. We don't have planet B. We have just one. Okay. Here I put policies that result education national curriculum to include SDG focus, such implemented in the curricula, in the text, even in the extracurricular activities. Why not? Or to make the student play games